Hey everyone, this is Get Auto. I'm back. Today we're gonna have a wiper motor replacement on Cadillac, Chevy, and Buick and GMC vehicles. This is how the setup looks like: the wiper motor, the linkage, the arm, and all related components. On this particular car, which is we're gonna work today, it is a 2017 Cadillac XTX. The wiper motor was stuck. Is stuck in halfway, a little bit up position. It's not all the way to the rest position. It's not moving up or down. So the fuse, power, and ground is all checked in, and then the part is order. GM part just arrived this morning. So today we're gonna replace this wiper motor. So the first thing we have to do before replacing the wiper motor, just start with removing the cowl. The cowl is this cover, plastic cover, which housing the wiper motor and the assembly all together. So all you need is a trim tool to remove those push pins, and then start removing the trim, the push pins with the trim tool from right to the left, and then start removing them either way. So just remove them, all of them, one by one, and then once you remove that, on the wiper arm you see the cover which holding the nut. You see the nut here, it got a cover. So use a pry bar or a small screwdriver, you pry it up, and then you can remove the cover. And then you need a 15mm socket to take the nut out. Take both nut out, and then once you take the nut out, put them aside. The next thing you have to do is removing the wiper arm. To remove the arm, you hold it in one place and rock it up and down. Careful not to push it downward against the windshield, and then if it's too hard, you have to use this kind of wiper arm puller, and then like this, just push it up and down, rock it, and then it's gonna come out loose. So put it separately, make sure the right and the left's not mixing up. Most of them are equal, but sometimes they get to be shorter and longer. So once you do that, slowly pry the cover, which is a cowl, and slowly lift it up. Don't lift it all the way up. There is some connection you need to do. Just disconnect it both ways and start looking down. So you may find a washer fluid hose which go into the nozzles, the spray nozzles. So hold it in the junction where it's connecting. Once you find the connector, twist it right and left, and then slowly pull it up, and then you can put it aside. So once you remove the cowl, you can see there are 3 bolts which holding the wiper motor assembly. So just move the hose and the electrical wire. So push the tab and disconnect the electrical connector and put aside. And then there are 3 hold bolts holding the wiper assembly, and then one by one just start removing those bolts. And then once you remove the 3 bolts, the wiper arm assembly will be free to take it out. So when you take it out, sometimes there's orientation. You have to twist it right or left, find your way out. Don't force it too much. The windshield is right there. So whatever you're doing around here, be careful not to scratch or crack the windshield. So once you take the 3 out, so slowly kind of lift it up and tilt it and find the right way to get it out of it. So it's kind of tilted, yeah. So that way you can take it out and take it to the bench. Here is the wiper assembly. So there are so many linkage. You see the white spot of the link. Check all links are good and tight, and it's not playing or side to side or worn out on the ball joints. So once you do that, you need a 12mm bolt to remove the crank, which is on the wiper motor, and then use a small pry bar to disconnect it, and then it's all disconnected. Put them aside. And the next thing is you need 10mm. There are 3 bolts which holding the frame, the wiper arm assembly with the wiper motor. So take those 3 10mm bolts, and then the wiper motor will be accessible to remove. That's it. So you take the wiper motor, that's what's failing. So bring the new one, compare it, see the part number, everything, the orientation is fit in the same place. And then before you start installing it to the assembly, you have to find the home position, which is the rest position, where the wiper is going back all the way down and rest. And to do that, to bring it back to the car, plug it, and then turn the wiper on intermittent mode. Turn the key on first, and then just touch the intermittent mode, kind of touch it up or down like a spray, or the nozzle mode. So that way it's gonna go around and come to this position. This is the right timing it. So this is the home or the rest position. So after the wiper goes all the way up, this is the down resting position where it comes to rest. So you gotta find this. You don't put them on the different locations, or it will go the other way around. So once you find that, disconnect it. So mark it, see the location of this home position, and then once you do that, slide it in, and then take the 3 bolts and then tighten it to its position, and then maybe one of the bolts will be holding you from, it's under the crank arm, so you can twist it a little bit, but make sure you put it back the right place again. So make sure not this, if you have to turn it around to get access to the third bolts, you have to push it up, and then make sure you put them in the right place. So you can mark it or make a mental note and then put them exactly where it is. So you can see it's parallel to there's a big arm going up the lever, so it's up to that. And then see if you torque it right, and then push the crank on the motor back into the right place, adjust it exactly where it's supposed to go. Yeah, you can, see, make sure it comes to the right place, exactly where you timed it before. Yeah, it's got to be like this. So make it perfectly fitting. And once you do that, so you can start installing. You can push the ball joint, or you can remove the crank arm and then put the old crank arm back. Either way, whichever is convenient for you, but make sure you got it right. You don't move it after once you timed it, so you don't move it farther. Install the crank, and then put the nut, and then torque it to the right spec. So you can use 12mm to tighten the crank, which is a wiper linkage with the wiper motor. So once this is tight and secured, take it back to the car, plug the power, and then start the wiper, and then see the operation. So when you do this, you have to hold it tight, so when it's moving, it's gonna jump out. So don't let it sit there and go back crank it. Let somebody do the speed test, see all speed is working, so going back and come to the home position. So you gotta hold it, it's gonna kick you, or it's gonna wrangle around and then just make a mess. So make sure that once you do that, just slide it back to this place, put the 3 bolts freely, and then put in the right place. You can see a marking to put it, and then when you tighten it, don't tighten them too much. There's a rubber seat on it, so don't squeeze it too much or too much tight. So yeah, tighten that. Once you do that, put the cowl or the cover back in place, just align it, and then is there any hose, water, washer fluid hose, nozzle hose, or disconnected, you have to be connected back. And then the power to the motor was connected back, everything is connected. And then start from the window side with the glass side, that's already in there, and then push it down. So once more, before I put the push pin and finish it, I'm gonna see if that wiper arm was right. It's not too low, it's not too high. I don't want to go high and hit the pillar, or go down and hit the bottom. So I have to have its rest position and maximum up position and low down position. So I want to make sure that was right. So I put the nut on both wiper arms, and then I adjust it to the lower possible position, and then see I put them in the right position. I'm gonna tighten lightly, and then check how the operation is. So right now I'm gonna check it, how far up it goes and how far down it goes. So it's good at normal speed. When you speed up, that's why the whole thing comes. When you get it to maximum speed, it could go and hit the pillar. So make sure it goes a couple of inch before the pillar, and then it's not hitting down in the bottom. So make sure that resting equally, the two wipers not touching each other or crisscrossing. So if you make sure that, then you can start putting everything back together, start working, putting the push pins, and then the reverse. Thanks for watching this Get Auto. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and get more videos. Thank you.